Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very Moxie Vintage Cube Draft. This pack is awesome. Mox Sapphire and Mox Pearl, both Power 9, both top 10 cards in the format. Lots of other good stuff, too, honestly. Lorien Revealed is super first pickable, so is Shieldred. So is Draga Tree Speaker, probably, so is Recurring Nightmare. Maybe even Birds of Paradise. A lot of good stuff here. So we're really just looking at the two Moxes, though, and which one do we want to take? Traditionally, Mox Sapphire has been thought of as the best one. I do think that blue is less good than it's been in the past, but still pretty good, and I think I'm still going to take the Mox Sapphire. It's close, but just like, I still think blue is a more powerful color than white. Kind of close, but yeah, I'll take the Mox Sapphire. Okay. Not the best pack to follow it up. If we had gotten the Sacred, if we'd taken the Mox Pearl, we could take Sacred Foundry here. But we don't really see any good blue stuff in this pack. In terms of just good cards, Inquisition of Kozilek is strong. Force of Vigor can be very strong. Sacred Foundries, like I mentioned. Thieving Skydiver is not the pick. That's not very good. Darkslick Shores is only okay. Really weak pack here, honestly. I would take an Underground Sea if that was the land, but Darkslick Shores is worse. Although I'm still kind of tempted to take it. Hmm. Could also just take the Sacred Foundry, take the fetchable land. Like maybe we end up. It's a little awkward having just passed the Mox Pearl, but yeah, actually, I'll take the Sacred Foundry. Fetchable lands are just so much better. We might be Jeskai. Ooh. Um, wow. Good pack. I'm going to take Fractured Identity. Palace Jailer is excellent, though. Very, very good. Yeah, really, really good pack here. Time Twister, of course, very strong as well. Ledger Shredder is strong. Just a very good pack all around, but we'll take the Fractured Identity. Very nice pickup. So we're setting up to be Jeskai potentially. There is Blood Crypt and Baleful Strix if we want to play black as well, but I think we just want to take Reprieve here, which is excellent. Reprieve is very, very strong. Yep, seems pretty good. Hex Drinker is powerful as well, but I don't think that's what we need here. Okay, so are we playing Jeskai or are we playing Blue White? There's so yeah, I guess really either way, it's mostly between Firebolt and Sunbaked Canyon. Firebolt's an elite red card, very, very powerful, versus fixing that will help us cast it. Vindicate's good, Time Warp is fine. Snuff Out's really strong, but not the pick here. Honestly, I think I'm going to take Sunbaked Canyon over the Firebolt. I do love Firebolt, but if we're playing red and white, we should have access to plenty of removal. I'm not too worried about that. Granted, a one-mana removal spell is better than most, but still, I think that Sunbaked Canyon is the pick here. Alright, what do we want here? There's Rafine's Tower if we end up playing Esper, or if we end up like playing black as well, which is a reasonable consideration. There's also Talisman of Conviction. I think I'm just going to take the Chain Lightning though. We just passed Firebolt, and a cheap removal spell is pretty nice. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Seasoned Pyromancer, so red is starting to look more open. There's also Inspired Ultimatum, which is tempting. I would take it if I had nothing else here, but Seasoned Pyromancer is great. Let's take this. There could potentially be like base red white splashing blue for Fractured Identity if we think blue is going to be cut, which it does kind of look like is the case. So we'll take Nizia Mortars here, not bad. And Lorien Revealed Wield. Lorien Revealed Wield. Prismatic Ending is good too. Oh, wow, I can't believe a lot of these cards are very good. I think I'm going to take the Lorien Revealed there. Prismatic Ending is solid, but we just took a couple removal spells, and Lorien Revealed is great. It doesn't help us yet, but presumably we'll get at least one blue dual land that we can search up with this, and it's also just like card draw sometimes. Also nice with Seasoned Pyromancer. It basically takes the slot of a land, but it gives you a token when you discard it to this. Alright, Skydiver versus Oust. We could take this in case we get Stoneforge, but I think that's not correct. Let's take the Oust, honestly. Thieving Skydiver is fine, but having access to a lot of cheap removal is great. We're getting to the point where we don't need to prioritize as highly. Like now I think we can actually take Shark Typhoon over Arc Trail since we've taken some of the cheap removal pretty highly. Yeah, we can go with the Shark here. Mizzix's Mastery could be sweet if we ended up getting the Inspired Ultimatum, but I think I would prefer to just have a more consistent deck. Alright, Char, sure. I'll show the Fallen. We could be more aggressive build, but I think I like this more mid-range plan given that we have, like, once again, it's just building around your best cards to some extent is a good place to be if there's inconsistent power level across your cards. If all your cards are just like pretty efficient, cheap creatures, it doesn't really matter what colors you are. But here, Fractured Identity is way stronger than any other card. I mean, I guess Mock Sapphire is strong in a different way, but like Fractured Identity is broken. The rest of our deck is only okay. So let's play our best card, basically. Simple as that. Even though aggro is open, we can potentially have an aggressive sideboard plan. Alright, good first pack. What are we looking for in pack 2? A bit of counter magic. Right now we only have one counter spell. Blue mana fixing. 3 pieces of fixing is fine in pack 1, but we do need Hallowed Fountain and or Steam Vents to make that really work. And then some good card draw would be helpful. Ooh. Alright, there's also a Black Lotus, which isn't amazing for us yet. We didn't get the Palace Jailer on the wheel. No surprise there. But yeah, I mean, Black Lotus is excellent. We are going to prioritize permanents a little bit more highly now. So while that Palace Jailer is gone, like Gideon, Chandra, Jace, like 4 mana Planeswalkers that you can turn 1 are going to be amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of good stuff in this pack. I would love to play Oliphant, Jace, Urza Saga, maybe Sneak Attack, but I prefer Black Lotus. The deck looks great. I mean, lots of cheap interaction plus cheap acceleration. We just need the threats, and that's always the easiest, or usually the easiest one to come by. Alright, Rogger Triumph, pretty great. Mox Diamond could be good, although with these probably not, but yeah, we'll definitely take the Rogger Triumph. Now Lorien Revealed gets all 3 of our colors, and any fetch land other than Verdant Catacombs also gets all of our 3 colors. So that's pretty excellent. Grim Lavamancer is good too, Ronan is good, Embrace Shieldbreaker is good. Probably Shieldbreaker is what I would take if there's no Roggen Triumph. But we'll take this and then we might be able to wheel one of these red cards. Very nice pickup. Now let's get a Teferi. No Teferi. Still some good stuff though. There's 3 considerations: Treachery, Fury, and Elspeth. I think Elspeth is worse. It's good on turn 1, but not even that good. Fury or Treachery though? I think it's Fury. Fury is definitely stronger. Just being able to cast it for 0 mana is huge. But Treachery, like, we have a lot of ways to kill small creatures already. We don't have good ways to deal with large creatures, and Treachery does that. But I guess Oust does deal with large creatures. And Fury is also a threat on its own. Yeah, I'm going to take the Fury. Close pick, but I think this is a bit better. Just a very, very broken card. And now I'll take an Arid Mesa. Skullclamp is maybe good. It's good with Pyromancer. Also good with Saheeli. There's Rabblemaster, which is good on turn 1 off of Lotus, but I'm still going to take the Arid Mesa. Yeah. Given that we have Lotus, that does make the mono red, like the more aggressive build, tempting. Maybe we're just supposed to pivot and just be Boros. We'll see how the draft continues to develop. Interesting. Okay, we'll take the Wandering Emperor. Not bad. Yeah, there's like potential twin stuff. If this wheels, I'll take that just in case. And then Sviloon is good on turn 1 off of Lotus, but yeah, let's take the Wandering Emperor pretty easily. Actually, it's not very close. And great pickup. This is exactly the kind of card we were looking for. It's not broken, but very, very strong off of turn 1. Like just a good threat, interactive, but also creates a lot of pressure. Very strong card. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll take a Colonnade. Inspiring Vantage is good. So is Smuggler's Copter, but a manline seems pretty sweet here. Once again, like the Boros aggro option is a line we could take. Take the Copter, be more aggressive, but we have no cheap creatures right now. Yeah, that's just not the, yeah, I think that's not the right move. It's kind of close. Like, if this was pack 1, if I had gotten Lotus in pack 1, I would have leaned more towards an aggressive deck. But yeah, I think here we're supposed to take the Colonnade. Now we could take. I don't think Echo Beyond is where we want to be. Containment Priest is solid. We could maybe become a Field of the Dead deck. That seems a little dicey though. Well, maybe not. I'm not going to play Containment Priest in the main deck. It is really good against Reanimator, which is a popular deck. So do we want to take a very good sideboard card or a land? Honestly, I'm actually going to take Field of the Dead. It's kind of close, but this card gives us tons of inevitability in certain matchups. I think we will have enough lands to trigger it consistently. Now we'll take Zealous Conscript speculatively. Whoa. Okay, interesting. I was not expecting to see Sneak Attack on the wheel. There's also Ulamog, but we can't take both. Adeline is not really where we want to be. I think I'm just going to take Oliphant. Yeah, we'll take Oliphant. Nice. All the stuff here that we were interested in wheeled. Um, hmm. I'm tempted by Shieldbreaker, Inferno Titan, and Rona. I think I'm going to take Rona here. Having a little bit of card draw, I think, will be helpful. Yeah, we're light on card draw. That addresses our weaknesses better than the other options do. Okay, now Murktide or Elspeth? I think Elspeth. Murktide seems not that good here. Actually, wait, maybe Murktide is good. We have four cheap instant sorceries, also a looter. Yeah, you know what? I'll take the Murktide actually. I'm not that high on Elspeth. I think it can be good, but it doesn't do that much on its own. Kind of close pick. And now I'll take Rabble Master. Okay, that's good. We do wield Deceiver Exarch, so we'll take that just in case. Interesting, like backdoor twin plan potentially. All right, we'll take Magma Opus. Last pick, Helm of Awakening. All right. So pack three. What are we looking for? Well, we may be looking for twin set. We want to find. We need to find a few more win conditions or sort of just threats. And there we go. This is like perfectly emblematic of the decision point. Teferi versus Kiki Jiki. The thing is, Kiki probably comes around, right? There's also Expressive Iteration, which is great. So Skyclave, Factor Fiction, lots of really good stuff in this pack. I think I'm gonna take the Teferi though, and try to wheel Kiki Jiki. Right, like if Sea Rexar came around, this should too, and we do want some more card draws. I mean, even more so if we're playing a combo deck like that. It's kind of interesting. Iteration is also maybe better than Teferi in this deck, weirdly. It keeps the curve down, which is nice, although I do want some good things to Lotus into. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Teferi. As good as Iteration is, this I just love Teferi so much. And it's great. It's like really good with Reprieve, really good with Lotus. Yeah. Close pick. Okay, we see the only fetch land that doesn't help us. We also see like Wheel of Fortune, which isn't that good yet, but could become good. Honestly, I'm just gonna take Cathar Commando here. Not a super exciting pick, but I think we do want a bit of cheap interaction for that sort of thing. We don't have we didn't take the Embereth Shieldbreaker. Okay, Spellseeker doesn't look that good. Could take Mana Confluence. Could take Rampaging Raptor. Could take Golos. Weirdly, actually, I think that's the pick with Field of the Dead. We like that's another package that we may or may not play. I think I probably won't play Golos Field of the Dead if we get Kiki Jiki. But if we don't wheel a Kiki, then that's a nice like sort of win condition. Okay, Showdown of the Scald is solid, but I think at this point where our curve is getting decently like we have some high stuff. Let's take some more cheap interaction. And Unexpectedly Absent's good, but it's a little harder to cast, so we'll take the Burst Lightning. Ooh, Miscalculation and Faithless Looting. That's a tough pick. Looting is such a powerful card draw spell, but Counter Magic is also broken. Hmm. I think I'm gonna take the Miscalc. It's very close. This card is great, especially with Murktide, but yeah, I think Miscalc is important enough that it is worth taking here. Very close pick. Okay, there's Pestermite, also Chandra, Dig Through Time, maybe. But I think I'm going to speculate on the. I mean, Chandra is the best with Black Lotus by a lot. Actually, maybe we don't even want Pestermite. If I had Splinter Twin and Kiki Jiki, I would take the Pestermite. But we don't. And I also don't want to be all in on it. Yeah, weirdly, I think I'm actually going to pass the Pestermite here and take Chandra. Is that crazy? I don't think so. I think we're not doing this package, but yeah, I think I'm going to take the Chandra here. If I was 100% sure the Kiki Jiki wheeled, then I would maybe take this, but I'm not even positive on that. I like the idea of having good threats outside of the twin combo. And there's also a good chance we get Pestermite super late, too. Now we'll take Recruiter of the Guard in case the twin combo does come around. Last fresh pack. Do we want Brainstorm or Winds of Abandon? Brainstorm seems kind of nice here. We have solid removal already. We only have one fetch land, but Lorien, Revealed, and Oliphant are also fetch lands, kind of. We'll take this. Nice. Kiki did come around. So we're playing these guys now. Let's cut. Chandra's still good, of course, but we can cut like Goblin Rabblemaster and I think Murktide. Murktide seems fine, but actually maybe Murktide is just really good here in this deck. Um, I'm not that interested in any of these. I'll take the third Path Iconoclast, I think, but it's not going to be in the main deck. And then Spellseeker, I think. Rampage Raptor is just not really what this deck needs. I'm not going to play Spellseeker in the main deck, though. It's just a little bit worse. It's totally reasonable, but I think all the other cards seem a bit more powerful. Everything in the main deck here is something I really would like to play. Maybe we cut Shark Typhoon and just bring it in against Control. And this is probably going to be 16 lands, but then like also Lorien Revealed and Oliphant. We could even play 15 lands, weirdly. Um, but probably 16 lands. Right now, we actually might not even play Recruiter of the Guard because it can't find the other half of the combo. It can find um, Zealous Conscripts or it can't find Zealous Conscripts or Deceiver Exarch. All right, Showdown of the Skulls looks kind of nice here. Good card draw. I think this might have been the Pestermite pack. We'll take this. I don't think I'm gonna play it in the main deck though. Maybe the next pack was the Pestermite pack. We don't get it on the wheel. That's fine. But now I will cut the Recruiter, I think. Or at least it's not a must play. These are all the must plays. Yeah, I think all these cards are essential. So do we play 16 lands? Well, okay, what else can Recruiter get? It can find Kiki Jiki, and it can find Seasoned Pyromancer, and it can find Cathar Commando, and that's it. That seems too bad, I think. But then what would we want to cast if we are going to play? Or what would we want the last card to be if we're playing one more? Could be Nahir's Warcrafting. Could be Shark Typhoon. I think these are probably the best options. Rabblemaster is also good. But that's not really the angle we're going for in this deck. Let's take the Nahir's Warcrafting, I think. It's interactive and also is card draw. Makes Murktide a bit better too. So then we're playing 15 lands, but we're playing 19 mana sources. Let's see if the fixing is good enough to justify that. So this doesn't really count, nor does this. We're playing 10 red cards, 7 blue, 7 white. All right. So if we did this, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 white. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue. Yeah. I think the fixing is weirdly good here. I mean, having Oliphant and Lorien Revealed helps a lot. Do we want to play one more land? If we play one more land, it increases the chances of being able to just cast Oliphant and Lorien Revealed, which is kind of nice. So we could just cut the Nahir's Warcrafting. Yeah, that's probably correct, actually. Because we do have a lot of fives. Yeah, I'm gonna add one more island. Yeah, and we'll run like this. This deck is sweet. I wish we had Splinter Twin too. Like this deck would be a little bit better if we could just be more consistent on the combo and have like Splinter Twin and Deceiver or Pestermite and Recruiter of the Guard and be like all in on comboing. Instead, we're like playing the combo, but also like not totally all in on it, and I think that's fine. Um, but it is nice to be all in on it. We also have really good interaction. Two cheap counter spells and three one mana removal spells. Seems great. Good fixing, good accelerants. Just a really powerful and well rounded deck. And I will see you in round one. All right, here we are for round one on the play against Step on Me. I guess we'll try to do that. And we have a great hand. Definitely keep Lorien and Oliphant means we will have the perfect number of lands this game. These cards are so good. And then we also have turn two Cathar Commander for some pressure. In terms of fetchable lands, we have Sacred Foundry. So we want to get red source with both of these, but we can't get Sacred Foundry with this. So we need to make sure that we use Lorien Revealed to get Sacred Foundry. And then Oliphant. Oh, okay. Interesting. So now if we want to play, if we Lorien Revealed, or yeah, Lorien Revealed can get Rogran Triumph. So we want to make sure not cycle this to find Rogran Triumph. But this turn I'm going to play Cathar Commando. We need to make sure we get lots of red sources though. But now if we get just like Mountain plus Rogran Triumph, we'll have access to all of our colors. Okay, I think I'm just going to take that out with Cathar Commando. Plains, Mutavault, Everflowing Chalice is interesting. Because these suggest aggro and this suggests more mid-ranger control. So we'll kill the or hit them for three, then kill their thing. Then we'll cycle Lorien Revealed main phase. Unless what? Weird. Do we think we actually might want to cast Lorien Revealed? Yeah, actually. Yeah, let's cycle Oliphant. I know we were originally not going to get the Rogran Triumph, but drawing back-to-back red sources makes this seem a lot better. I think there's at least a decent chance we just cast Lorien Revealed this turn or this game, and if we don't, we can still cycle it later. We already have our triple red, so it's fine if we just get a basic island with Lorien Revealed. Okay, play Glimmer Lens. That's fine. You're gonna get to draw a card off of that probably. Man, we've drawn a land every turn this game, I think. If they animate Mutavault and attack, they're gonna get to draw a card and hit us for four, but that's kind of slow. But if instead they just play like Palace Jailer or some scary card, then we have Fractured Identity, so it seems like either way we should be fine. That's interesting. They can give their creatures the Cathar Commando ability. Shouldn't be too important. I think we're just casting Lorien Revealed this turn. Taking five. And hoping to find one of our combo pieces. Wow, we've continued to draw a land every single turn this game. Wild. There's some non-lands and some good ones. So we're set up to kill them on turn 7. We can go Deceiver Exarch, untap a land, play Wandering Emperor on our next turn, and then kill them the turn after. And then if they play something scary, we have Fractured Identity. So I like our position. I just don't want to see like big hasty threats. Okay, Spectral Procession is fine. Well, maybe not. They can hit for 6 this turn, put us to 9, then have exactly lethal next turn. Interesting. Okay, I mean, yeah, they have lethal next turn. We have some ways to interact, but this is a little scary. So let's play land. Could also play Seasoned Pyromancer, but I think I would rather not do that because This way we can play. If they have reprieve, we can still play Deceiver Exarch again. We can beat a lot of stuff here. We can definitely beat a Mother of Runes. We can also beat an Usher of the Fallen. We can also beat Lelia, although that one is a little sketchier. So, if we just play Deceiver Exarch, tap Lelia, I think we should be able to win. And tapping Lelia seems nice because it stops them from exiling their top card, so they don't get another look at cards. I guess they also get another look from the Glimmer Lens, though. But yeah, this should be fine, right? Tap this. They have 3, 6. They have 9 damage, but we can block the Mutavault. I guess this loses to Solitude, but I think we're dying to Solitude either way. But if Solitude is the card we're afraid of either way, then I actually think we want to tap this so they don't get to draw a card into their hand. Because there's a world where they have a Solitude in their hand, but they don't have a white card. And so if we tap this, then that's a very corner case scenario, but it could happen. So we'll tap this permanent. And they attack with everything. Hopefully they don't flip something weird with Lelia. Chrome Mox, that's scary. That's one of the few cards that could actually do it. Block here. They cannot grow their thing in response. So we go to 3. If they have like Chrome Mox, Red Card, Bolt as their last cards, that's very frustrating. Okay, that's a great draw. That actually solidifies it. Oof, just in the nick of time. We go down to 3. This is a perfect situation of how it's nice to have a combo in your deck. If we're just trying to outgrind, this would be very hard to outgrind. I mean, they're just drawing so many cards every turn and attacking with sticky threats, and they're pretty resilient to board sweepers and everything, but they're not resilient to infinite, hasty Deceiver Exarchs. Hopefully they don't make us click through the combo, but if they do, we'll be okay. Okay, so we need to pick untap, but then it'll auto-target. Man, our opponent was so friendly. Alright, they're saying it to enjoy. Fair enough. I like that mentality, honestly. I wouldn't want to do this every time, and for some combos that take forever, it's annoying, but this is one that's not too long. So we need to make. They're only at 11 somehow. How do we deal that much damage? I guess they dealt themselves damage with Ancient Tomb. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to count it exactly. I also really don't want to undercount and randomly lose. Make a few more, though. Lots of Deceiver Exarchs. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's enough. We'll make 3 more. All right, then we'll tap their Mother of Runes. And come on in. All right, solid game 1. So Kiki Jiki is good, I guess. That is a moral of the story. We are going to be on the draw here for game two, which of course makes things harder, and their deck is fast. And here's Warcrafting seems solid. Tithe Taker also seems decent. Could play Third Path Iconoclast. Could play Usher of the Fallen. Could even play Spellseeker, which can find Mizium Mortars to overload. What do we not want? Um, hmm. I kind of want to cut Zealous Conscripts. It seems bad against, like, it's terrible as a standalone threat. It does make the combo a little bit less consistent, but I think our plan is generally to be a bit more interactive on the draw in game two. Um, Murktide also is maybe bad. Yeah, Murktide seems kind of bad. It's like they can chump block it forever with Spectral Procession. It's also really weak to white removal. Like Oust is great against it. Murktide is very good against red removal, but it's pretty weak to blue and white removal, especially bounce spells. Um, so we bring in the here's Warcrafting and Tithe Taker. I think these are the best two cards, and then these three are options as well if we have more things that we want to cut. I think everything else in the main deck looks worth it though. Just keep. We could cut a land on the draw, especially if we're lowering our curve. Yeah, I think I like this plan. You can bring in Iconoclast, and we cut. What do we cut? A blue card and a red card. Hmm. Guess we'll cut an island on the draw. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right. Good hand. Yeah, we can keep this. Got a removal spell, got some cheap threats. No blue mana, but that's okay. Still a very solid hand. I would prefer not to have to play the Sunbaked Canyon on turn two. The longer we can wait, the less damage we'll have to take. Mishra's Factory, alright. Oh, fast start. Oh, wow. So they get to play a 4-drop on turn two, which is scary. We draw Chain Lightning. I prefer to draw land, but if we're gonna draw a spell, that's not a bad one. Limmerlands, alright. Mock Sapphire was a great draw. So, a few options. We could play Third Path Iconoclast. So I think even if we kill this, they keep their creature. So it's tempting to Cathar Commander to take out the Glimmerlands, but they would still have the creature. I think what I would rather do in this turn is just play Iconoclast and to kill the Rebel token here, so they don't get to draw a card. Yeah. They're kind of getting a 2-for-1 off of their Glimmerlands, but we're also getting some solid value off of this Third Path Iconoclast. And we can Cathar Commander to take out one of their mana sources next turn if we want to. I will happily trade Mishra's Factory for Third Path Iconoclast. Yeah, I don't think that's a great exchange for them. I'll take it. And here's Warcrafting, okay. So we're just gonna go for upkeep Cathar Commando, playing around Reprieve, and take them off of their one red source. Okay, that's fine. And then we can here's Warcrafting their Containment Priest on our turn, and hopefully find a land. We get 3 looks. Nice. And I'll hit for one. We're just in a very, very dominant position now. Our opponent only has two lands, two cards. Our life total is still healthy. We can play Showdown of the Scald or one of our Planeswalkers next turn. Loren. They don't kill the Mox. That seems incorrect. So we're just going to play our Chandra. And we could plus. I think I'm just going to mine it. There's an argument to plussing and playing Mizzy Mortars so we get to have more loyalty. But I think I'd rather have the Mizzy Mortars in hand still. This is definitely much better if they take out the Chandra, which they do. But unfortunately for them, we have a lot more threats where that came from. If I brick on the land, I'm going to play Showdown. Honestly, I think I'll play Showdown either way. Dig a little bit. Hopefully find some lands this way. Okay. There's an argument to holding the fetch land for Brainstorm, but given that we really want to find a blue source, I'm just going to get the tapped Triome here. Stoneforge Mystic. That's a way they could get back into this. We'll see what they can find with it. Batterskull should be pretty beatable. Okay, so not a bad draw. Let's play land. Which one of these do we want to get big? I think I'm going to get the Rona big. So we'll start with this. Then we'll cast the Exarch. And untap our land. And then honestly, I'm just going to Mizzy Mortars this. There's an argument to waiting, but I think I like this. This stops them from putting the Batterskull into play. Lets us just like develop more of a board advantage. Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably no losing line to this point, but it seems like one of the potentially weird ways they could win is like they get Batterskull into play, and then we just are never really able to answer it well. But all right, we're able to take that one down. Solid start. This deck looks very strong. I'm not surprised that our creature matchup is good when we have a lot of cheap removal, but still, good to get that win. See you in round two. All right, on the play against Kelsier 12. Good place to be, and yeah, we can keep this. Obviously a bit land heavy, but we have Brainstorm Oliphant, which is the classic vintage combo, and genuinely great here. Let's lead on Rogran Triumph, I think, just to have flexible mana. We're probably going to be playing both of these lands, but there may be a possibility that we end up not playing a Colonnade. Delighted Halfling. Playing against another creature deck. We don't have removal in our hand, but this should be a good matchup. Zoran Orb, okay. Fury is a great draw. So let's play Mountain Go, I think. We're just going to go end of turn Brainstorm plus Oliphant. There's an argument to waiting longer, but I think I would like to be able to make a play next turn. And we can evoke Fury potentially. And just get a 2 for 2. Seems fine. Urza Saga. Okay. Okay. Good draws. So how do we want to... Do we still want to evoke Fury? The other option would be to just burst lightning the lighted halfling and save Fury, which kind of seems good. Kinnan doesn't do anything right now. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we'll put back these two, and then shuffle with Oliphant. Grabbing Sacred Foundry. Not a bad draw, but let's burst lightning this first. Play this and pass. There's a world where they play. Okay, so that does mean that the Kinnan effectively nets the mana here. Mox Diamond can tap for 2. Not the end of the world, though. I mean, they can make a Saga token, which will be kind of big. Interesting. Okay, so let's play. We can just play. We can safely play this tapped here. Get this into play, pass, and we're going to Wandering Emperor to take out one of the constructs. And now we are going to be letting them untap with a Lonus, which is not ideal because they're going to be able to make multiple mana off of it. Yeah, I'm hoping they make another Saga token. If they don't make a Saga token, it means they can do some crazy things. But they are making the Saga token, which is what we expected. So they're going to be 5/5s, but Wandering Emperor doesn't care how big you are. They do get this sweet Zeren orb value of 2 life, which is very unlikely to matter, but could. They fail to find. Interesting. So I guess they only have 2 artifacts. Okay. Oh, 3, but 1 was in their hand. Okay, so let's take out their construct. And now we need to decide between taking out their Lonus and their other construct. It's kind of close. Tamio doesn't do too much right now, although it does come down with a lot of loyalty. And if they rebuy like Halfling, that seems not good. They rebuy the Saga. They already played land this turn, I think. Murktide Regent, interesting draw. So, yeah, let's just Fury and kill Tamio plus Cannon here. Yeah. So we'll put land. Fury. The constructs are going to get big, but I think it's still worth it to just take out their cards that generate additional resources. And then we'll make our Fury into a 4/4 with double strike. Next turn I can hit for 10. Then we can play Murktide Regent, which will be, I guess, a 5 mana 5/5 flyer here. Baneslayer, Angel Vibes. Or 4 mana. 4 mana 5/5 flyer. Okay. Let's play land. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna plus here. Hit for 10. Really pressure them. Okay, then I think we're going to. We could Chandra minus, but then we can't play Murktide. I think I'm just gonna Chandra plus for mana and then play Murktide. And we can just keep the Oliphant in the graveyard. Very unlikely to matter, but could. Maybe they bounce the Murktide or something. Right, we'll pass. Great position. We have 2 beefy creatures, 2 planeswalkers, a colonnade. They're pretty far away from doing anything relevant. They can gain some life, so that'll make like burning them out a bit harder, but yeah, I can't really imagine the way they win here with only 4 mana. So they're playing like Bant artifacts, kind of. A little bit of a weird deck. I think we're basically going to treat this the same as the last matchup. They're less aggressive, but we do want Nahiri's Warcrafting for sure. I guess we don't really need like Tithe Taker though. Yeah, I think everything else in the board seems unnecessary. What do we want to cut from the main? I like the removal. Murktide seems okay. I do think we want Zealous Conscripts here. We could probably just cut the Murktide. Yeah, I think that's fine. Everything else like draws cards or interacts. Like the combo seemed like a valid plan here. And also Zealous Conscript can be a real threat on its own. We haven't drawn Black Lotus yet, but that's okay. And we did end up being a decent Black Lotus deck. Not the best, but like turn one Chandra is insane. Turn one Teferi, or turn two Teferi. I guess turn one Teferi is possible. Okay, not a broken hand, but a keep. I don't think it's right to mulligan. Three lands, four spells, good curve on the draw. Removal spell on turn three. Also, just like Fractured Identity, which is really good. Rafine's Tower, not a land I was expecting to see. Okay. Rogren Triumph, right on time. They have the Urza Saga once again, which is kind of annoying. It gets around all our cards very well. Like Fractured Identity is not good against Urza Saga. Strong turn there. Let's take out the Kinnan. We'll pass, loot end of turn. There's some argument for looting a main phase in case we find like Black Lotus, but I don't think that's correct. I'd rather be able to block. Okay, it'll be interesting to see if they want to keep the Urza Saga. Urza Saga Red and 6 is kind of sweet, but they do shuffle it away. That means they're probably playing a 5 drop, which we have Fractured Identity for many 5 drops. And Delighted Halfling is not a scary top deck. Titania. Okay. It's not. Oh, whoops, we don't have 6. We have our loot still. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Let's discard Sunbaked Canyon, and then we can Fractured Identity there to fit their Titania. I mean, I actually do want lands, but I also want to. I think I do want to take out the Titanium with Fractured Identity. That seems like a good line. Yes, let's discard this. And then I don't mind drawing another land out of our next two draws. Wow, funny draw. Let's. Jeez. Let's loot again. Very strange situation. Um, I think I'm going to discard the Burst Lightning. No, we want to keep removal. I think I'm actually discarding Showdown with the Scalds because we just have so much card draw already. Now we'll go. I want in the Nahiri's Warcrafting this. We have we have 7 mana right now, but we're gonna get back 1 mana when we play Nahiri's Warcrafting. So it's likely. So we're gonna be able to do Identity plus Warcrafting no matter what. If we ideally can also play Burst Lightning if we hit a land off of our other thing. So do we want to? How do we want to proceed then? I think we start with Nahiri's Warcraft. No, no, we need to Fracture Identity. Yeah, we have to Fracture Identity here. The power level of the cards we're playing this turn is insane. We're not doing like honestly the best thing with it, but still pretty good. Fracture Identity, take your Titania. They can crack this in response to get a 5/3. So we return our land and we'll play. Here's Warcrafting to kill the Courser. We get to one look at a card, really hope it to land. That's amazing. And we'll pass back. And they can make it 2-2, then it'll become a 3-3. But that's not that scary. Oh, our opponent messed up there. They forgot to make a Saga token in response. They just clicked OK. One card. I mean, you got 7 mana. They main phase cycle, catch Triome. Okay. We'll take 5. I definitely don't want to get just randomly burned out, but we're at a super high life total, and yeah, some mistakes were made there, but we were going to win that game. The deck is cruising. We are 2-0. See you in the finals. All right, on the draw for the finals, but with a good hand. We'll definitely keep it. It's a Lotus hand, but not the best Lotus hand, but also a good hand. We have a few options here. Do we want to hold a Miscalc on turn 2? I don't want to use Lotus on turn 2, but I think we do go for this. And if they do play something that we really need to take out, we can go Miscalc plus Cathar Commando, which is a good tempo play on turn 2, but I'm only going to do that if they play something really good. I'm not going to counter like a Talisman that way. The downside is this opens up our Black Lotus to getting taken out by like Leon and Relic Order, but alright, they don't do it. That's nice. So let's just untap. I'm not going to cycle Oliphant either because there's a good chance we want to cast it. We can just play it next turn. On end of turn, Cathar Commando untap Oliphant is like, I mean, a lot of power. Vault, okay. We can kill that with Cathar Commando. I don't think they're going to use the Mana Vault here. Consider is fine. Definitely not going to crack the Black Lotus for that. Okay, they mill over Cryptic Command. That's fine. Untap. Okay, so I do want to continue holding a Miscalculation, so I'm going to shock this into play. Yeah, not really doing much with this Black Lotus. It's okay. They play Chrome Mox. That's probably good for me here. Chrome Mox is scary on turn 1, but it's just card disadvantage at this stage. Shard Course, it's fine. Do we want to cycle Oliphant end of turn? No. Interesting draw. We're still going to hold off. This looks like something we will definitely miscalc. Oh, geez, yeah, that would be very devastating. If they have Force of Will, so be it. We will lose. No, they have it? That sucks. Wow. Okay, so how do we proceed? We can overload Mizium Mortars to take out all of their guys. But they're going to get to become the Monarch. They're going to draw 2 cards off of this. Yeah, that sucks that they had Force of Will. Force of Will is a hell of a card, that's for sure. I think I will cycle Oliphant here. It's kind of close. But I think I will do that. Pretty mana hungry hand. Okay, so how do we want to proceed? We can Fractured Identity to take one of their tokens, and then we get to become the Monarch. They get to become the Monarch back, but then we keep the Lotus. We lose the Fractured Identity, but we can overload Mizium Mortars next turn. How important is it to keep the Lotus? Keeping Lotus versus keeping Fractured Identity. It's close. I think I am going to Fractured Identity one of these guys. Maybe that's just terrible. But the problem is I want to become the Monarch. And if we Mizium Mortars, it's going to be hard for us to become the Monarch. So yeah, I think I will go for the Fractured Identity here, although obviously this is not a good exchange. That like Fourth Air Lingus beats Fractured Identity. It's one of the few cards that does. So they're gonna hit us for 4, become the Monarch again, and then it just depends on what they have. Like we can win if they don't have a counter. Like yeah, if they have a counter spell, we're gonna be in terrible shape. But if they don't have another counter spell, it's gonna be pretty bad. They've already gone through Cryptic Command and Force of Will. Hopefully they don't have more, and hopefully they play a creature here. Balance, interesting. So basically that means we have to keep one of the cards in our hand. I think Mizzium Mortars is better than Teferi here, actually. I wouldn't hate drawing a land here. Oh, Reprieve, that's great. So we overload that, hit them for 2, we become the Monarch, and then we pass back with Reprieve up. Seems like a good position. Life totals are basically even. This is scary, whatever it is. Okay, I mean, yeah, we'll Reprieve, but that's going to be a problem next turn. Hopefully we can find an answer. We get 3 looks. There's Fury, which we could just hardcast, but no, that's definitely not right. Oath of Druids, huh. Okay, we'll take a draw. Murktide, interesting. Yeah, I guess we go for the Murktide. I was so there's an art like can this deal damage to itself? So if we draw a red card, there's an argument to just Fury taking out our own dude, which is a weird line, but I think it is reasonable here. Where like we're the Monarch, so we still have a good position. We can win at instant speed or with our combo, so we don't really need a 2/2 in play. But we didn't draw a card to evoke, so they're gonna get Trigger Oath no matter what. And given that, I'm just going to put stuff into play and hope they don't have something too devastating off for the Oath. Because this is as big as we can. Not quite lethal next turn, unfortunately. And we draw a land, that's bad. So yeah, we'll see what they hit here. I'm scared. I think we're probably behind, honestly, but World Spine Worm, okay. That's maybe beatable. Maybe not, though. They Fracture Identity to take out the Murktide Regent, which doesn't do too much. We're still the Monarch. Oh, we get this now. That's kind of sweet. We could theoretically kill them if we hit 2 combo pieces. Oh, we could also hit Zealous Conscripts. Let's go! Zealous Conscripts. What a broken card. That's awesome. Oh my god. Love it. Fury, take out the Murktide Regent. Come on in for exactly 20 damage. Ha! Oath of Druids. Your deck is my deck, man. Your Oath gave me Zealous Conscript, and the Zealous Conscript gave me World Spine. Hilarious match or game. Their deck looks great. Fourth Air Lingus, Fractured Identity, Balance, all very powerful cards that are good to know about. They're also playing Oath, which changes how we want to construct our deck a little bit. Okay, what do we want and what do we not want? What I don't want is random little creatures that are like not important and let their Oath trigger, but the problem is we don't really have enough things to cut to make that work. We don't have that high of a creature count. But like I don't really want to bring in Nahiri's Warcrafting. That seems bad. Can Spellseeker get anything nice? It can't get any answers to their Oath. Maybe Recruiter of the Guard to get. Yeah, Recruiter of the Guard seems decent here. It's like good against Oath. Weirdly, I deserve that after punting the balance. Did they punt? Maybe they did. I don't know. But yeah, finding Cathar Commando seems nice. So these two are both cards that we could bring in. What do we not want? We have a lot of burn that doesn't seem that good if they're an Oath deck. Like Mizium Mortars was good there, but like Chain Lightning does not seem like it's going to be good very consistently. Oust is decent. Mizium Mortars being able to overload is fine, but maybe we cut these two for a couple more threats. Yeah, we'll try this on the draw. If we see more of their deck, we could maybe change this on the play. I think that's a good place to be. All right. We have Conscript. Once again, just a terrible Lotus hand, but a keep nonetheless. Our best draw would probably be Chandra here. Just like a quick threat that we can resolve on turn one and then hold a reprieve and just try to win with that threat. Plains is not our best draw. Um, I think I'll play Lotus on turn one again. I don't love it, but if they play like, I mean, they're playing Chromox and Mana Vault. They could play like a fourth Aerlingus for two this turn theoretically. More likely they just do nothing, and then that's fine. Kiki Jiki, interesting. So if we, yeah, we can't win immediately, but that, I mean, we have the combo now. If we had Deceiver Exarch, we could threaten to kill on turn four. But I'm very happy to just play Draw Go with Reprieve up. Okay, well, we will Reprieve this. Interesting. We're a little short on red mana to go for a quick kill here. Okay, well now we have a real decision. So we could play Zealous Conscripts hit for three, and then next turn, and play Rogran Triome, and then on the next turn go Zealous Conscripts for the kill. That means we're losing the Conscript. Like, that's a kind of risky line. But it seems honestly better than any other option. Just like our other option, just passing. That seems bad. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. And if they just don't, oh, they Force of Will. Fair enough. That's annoying. I'm gonna play this to get a second blue source. Um, yeah, that's too bad. We're definitely behind here. That's two for two, I guess. Force of Will is so good. We can play Kiki Jiki just as a beater. They hit Tear Asunder. Because if we play Kiki Jiki, we're off of the combo plan. But I think it's still worth it, and we just try to win a fair game, which is doable. But I definitely don't like our position. That Force of Will hurts. So if they have a draw 7, we probably lose. If they just take out our Kiki Jiki, we'll just cast Oliphant next turn and just like try to win a fair game. They also are playing 4th Aerlingus and they have 4 Sultai lands, which is kind of funny. We're hoping to draw like. Okay, they take out that. So that means Safari is no longer an amazing draw. It's not a terrible draw. Basic land is a terrible draw. Oliphant being much better than a basic here, that's for sure. Just a beefy elephant that's going to swing for 6. Consider they mill their top card and then play Oath. Well, not looking good. Do we want to kill the Narset or hit them for 6? It depends on what we draw. We draw. Okay, given that draw, we're going to kill the Narset. And then play land, Pyromancer. Okay, so we'll see what they hit off of this Oath. Fractured Identity is good against a lot of things they could hit, but not everything. Emrakul, that is bad news. And they probably got Cryptic Command off of their Demonic Tutor, so I think we're gonna lose now. Do we have any outs? Teferi, that is funny. That is actually an out. I think they just have a counterspell because of their thing, but we'll go for it. Hilarious. So this is like a temporary solution because they're just gonna oath right back into it. But we could try to win the race, or at least come close. So we hit them for 10 this turn. And they don't kill us with one Emrakul hit. Oh, they rolled Fine Worm first. That's huge because we do have an answer to that. What do they search for with Demonic Tutor? I have no idea. I guess whatever this is. Nissa, that's really weak. Wild game. Alright, let's plus the fairy. Then Fractured Identity. Take your World Spine. And I think that's GG. We get the hit for. No, no, they can go. Oh, no, yeah, we hit for 10. We have 10 points of power. They can only prevent 4. Manalika. Let's go! We beat World Spine Worm in game 1, then we beat Emrakul plus World Spine Worm in game 2. That was awesome. Wow. Such a fun league, and then we won all the games too. That is I mean, yeah, that's kind of best case scenario. TBH. Love to see it. Yeah, the deck was great. Jeskai Twin. We had Black Lotus and Mock Sapphire, so we're kind of destined for success. Although we didn't win because of Black Lotus. We drew it twice in the opening hand, and neither time did it do much. I mean, it was totally passable both times. I think it increased our win percentage. But we didn't win because we played like turn 1 land Black Lotus, 4th Air Lingus. Um, yeah, I mean, they forced a will our Black Lotus play once. That was not the reason for the success. The reason for the success was a couple things. Fractured Identity was amazing consistently. We also had a lot of good cheap interaction. The first two matchups were both against creature decks, and having Owl, Burst Lightning, Chain Lightning as 1 mana kill spells was great. Had like solid card draw. At first we didn't have much, but in the end, between like Showdown of the Scalds, Seasoned Pyromancer, Rona, Teferi, that's reasonable card draw. And then Lorien, Revealed, and Oliphant were incredible. The last game we won entirely because of Oliphant. There was one game early on where we cast Lorien Revealed to draw towards Deceiver Exarch. They also fixed our mana. Just really, really good card. And I actually think having 2 is kind of even better. You can just, that made Roger Triumph an absolute slam dunk, and it meant that we really never had to worry about mana flood or mana screw to a great extent. We kind of flooded in the last game there. We ended with, 9 lands in play. And we also had drawn through Mock Sapphire and Black Lotus. So, like, lots of mana sources, but that was where it was huge. The Oliphant was a spell, and a pretty good spell, honestly. 8 power plus trample. Like, I'm not going to play Oliphant without Mountain Cycling for sure, but it's not nearly as, like, terrible of a creature as you would think it would be, just given that these sorts of modal cards typically are pretty bad. Yeah, really, really sweet deck. Here's Warcrafting was an all-star out of the sideboard. We didn't end up doing the goalless Field of the Dead thing, and I think that was fine. Deck was sweet. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.